Welcome back once again to our Star Ladder I-League panel. TNC, who rolled into the grand final 6-0 in this tournament, find themselves with their backs against the wall, down 2-1 against a game Team Liquid squad in this best-of-5 series. Let's bring in our four-man panel one more time. Guys, I got the numbers in from that last game. Miracle, 15 Sunstrikes cast, 14 hits. 7 kills on 4 different TNC heroes. You can talk about your Earthshaker all you want. That's pretty ownage.
It's really the
Come
shaker.
on, Alan.
It's really the
Come
shaker
on.
that carried the game, right? It's really the shaker.
Can we at least agree that that it was the Earthshaker that carried that game, and then it was Tuss?
I'm not taking
I think
anything
the Tusk
away from
rotations
Yes
as well. Can we agree with that?
I'm not taking anything away from Yes, but you two.
Miracle was like 4th on the list of like players that won the game for Liquid.
You know what? You guys and all the people on Reddit calling me a Miracle fanboy, read between the lines, all right? That's what I got for you. But let's talk about Game 4 here, because TNC, they were dominant throughout the tournament until this series, had to come back from a really lopsided Game 1 defeat to even the series. How do you think they come back now?
Well,
don't pick Spectre.
No, here's the thing. First, Liquid did something, and then TNC made the adjustment.
Right.
And then TNC did something. Now TNC needs to make the adjustment. You know.
Fair enough.
They picked Spectre. Now you need to adjust to picking Spectre.
Is it fair to say that so far in all 3 games, we haven't actually seen an even draft?
No. Yeah,
Spectre wasn't a good pick.
Yeah.
Phoenix in Game 2 was a little bit suspect. And Game 1 wasn't, in my memory, an even draft either. I just want to see where both teams could actually just play a draft that was even, and maybe to show, you know.
I think Game 2 was fairly even, but yeah, I would agree that TNC had a little bit of the better of it, at least certainly in hindsight. I don't know. What do you think here, Jack?
I don't know. I feel like this might be the first game that we start to switch up the bans a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe the Tusk, like run by Liquid, gives them a little bit too much flexibility in different situations, and they decide to go with a different direction here. So I'm not sure. I think once again the draft has been really interesting. Like you said, there's been an adjustment each time. They showed a core early to TNC. They were punished for it. They decided to hide that core for later, won a game. Did that again in this last game, went with the Spectre, which has kind of maybe a wrinkle up their sleeve and just trying something out here. I'm not sure what adjustment to make this game.
Maybe they, I could see them like still potentially trying out Spectre in this series. They just need to like draft a little bit better around it. You can't, like, first of all, you have to make sure that you have the superior 1v1 if you're gonna be doing the dodge, right? So you're putting yourself in an aggro tri lane, and you're losing that 1v1. Like, you're automatically coming away the worst for that, and then you probably. Like, you want to be able to delay the game, and again, I think the Tinker was the only hero that would make that lineup work to begin with, but you still want to have some tempo. Maybe that comes from your 1v1 superiority, but still.
I think if you want to pick up Sector, you ban the Kato. Because Kato forced the offensive trialing. Because they're using that offensive trialing to dodge the Kato Shaker, right? If it was just a Darkseer or whatever, yeah, you defensive trialing with a Spectre, you farm away, you're fine. So, you know, make sure you take away the Kato. Maybe you add Kato to the ban, give them the Bristle back. Is that a scary suggestion here?
There are a lot of aggro dual lane heroes. When you think about it, though, right? It's like you got Coddle, you got Darkseer, you got Sand King. I think all 3 of those heroes, like, individually say, like, we can actually run an aggro dual lane.
Sure.
Man, it's
maybe Spectre is just not the pick.
You remember when it was like the beginning? It was just like, oh, safe laners are back, baby, and then. If we see these aggro dual lanes constantly being run, like, these safe laners are gonna be real pissed off.
That's the fun of the new patch, though.
Wisp
right?
is in the pool.
Oh my goodness! Wow. If Liquid want the IO, it is there for them. GH 14-2 on that hero in his young professional career. TNC are gonna roll the dice. They're gonna say, Liquid, come at us. I got to ask you guys, a hero that has crushed in this patch and has remained pretty much untouched in this series. TNC, take it! Yeah. All right. What about the Troll Warlord?
Yeah, I was thinking about that hero a bit. I don't know where he really fits. I don't really know where he fits for the meta of this lineup. The Sven was better, I guess, as a carry last time in game number 2. That's the only place that Troll would have fit in, I think, primarily. It's gonna be rough. Give it away that Bristleback Liquid have already shown they really understand how to be able to enable the laning phase with their supports for the mid and the. Oh, Jesus, my.
Oh, who, me? Yeah, that's the face of a captain that knows how to play against a Wisp.
There's going to be a different look to this game. There is a difference, obviously, in the bans. The Bristleback coming out immediately for Liquid, the Wisp obviously being taken by TNC. So there's still a Tusk. I was about to say, looking for partners for the Wisp. So if it wasn't a Legion commander, you see a Wisp Bat Rider dual lane cause a lot of trouble. Some teams run that, not as recently, but maybe around the Boston Major time. So a couple teams run that, and it can be a really strong dual lane. Wisp also, if your mid is at a disadvantage, or even in good shape, you can just come over and help change the balance of the lanes a little bit.
Okay, here's the thing. Have any of you seen TNC play Wisp in the past?
I am just.
Maybe
let me answer that. Let me answer that question.
I've cast a lot of TNC games and I haven't seen them play it.
Yeah.
So.
Those 1437.
I know 1437 does play Wisp though.
Okay.
I think that in order to, I think Bristleback is just like too strong to fight. Like he has this pretty wide window from 15 to 35 minutes. I think TNC should really stay away from team fights and play like pretty mobility heavy. Like have a lot of lane shove, have a lot of mobility on your side. And you've got the Wisp, so you can definitely take advantage of that.
So to answer your question, TNC has run Wisp in the past. They last ran the hero against Faceless in the Kiev qualifiers. They won 2 games in the group phase and then lost 2 games in the playoff phase to Faceless.
And who's playing it? Was it Rior or was it Tim's?
I'm going to assume that it's Rior. Let me check for you here. Oh, no, it's Tim's.
Tim's, okay.
Tim's there for. Okay.
That's important because because, you know, one forward.
Farm priority.
Yeah, just because your captain could play Wisp, if the rest of the team is not familiar with the hero, then a lot of timing and window will be missed. So it's important that Tim's will be the one that's piloting it.
Oh, that's a good point.
A Bat Rider countering the Bristleback, slowing down the turn rate, guys. He can juke it on the team fight.
Another reason that Legion seemed like a possible selection, we've seen that used obviously recently against the Bristleback as well, as part of a bullying dual lane.
Will we see a Matumba and Slark out of Liquid as a counter to the Bat Rider?
Lion?
You could also conceivably see Slark for TNC as well.
Yep.
The Troll would have been the best Silver Edge carrier against Bristleback.
By the way, this hero, Lion, got hit so hard by removing that respawn talent because
Yeah.
at level 10, he used to have a minus 30. You would die and you're like, oh, I'm back. Let's teleport back in the lane and start fighting.
No, that was the best minus respawn talent in the game, I think.
Some Chinese players were joking about Lion as a counter to Lifestealer. It's either you lock him down and kill him, or he kills you and you're back in the fight by the time his phase ends.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, obviously here picked to blow up the Wisp instantaneously. I know we're jumping a little bit ahead, but does Miracle have a Timbersaw? I believe he does, right?
Yes, he's run it before and after a while. Miracles has also played on Tiny.
Okay, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity to blow up the Wisp. Timbersaw just being one of the best. Rolling Death just takes a chunk out of Isle's HP.
Yep. I know we expect to see Mind Control on the Bristleback, but Mind Control's also run a Timbersaw in the past. If you want to switch that Bristleback over to mid, if the matchup dictates.
Maybe too early for this.
Or even safely, they've run Matumbaman on Bristleback recently too.
Yeah, I think Bristol safe lane is very viable.
Different direction, but I also wonder about something like a mid PA for this game. So you have like the threat to get onto the aisle. You have some mobility in team fights, just shifting around a little bit. And then against the Sven, obviously you have some natural evasion as the Sven has to eventually itemize against. And also with the Tusk for the mid, the PA, once she has a few levels up, can put a lot of pressure on that mid.
Are you afraid at all now that you blink in against the Wisp and the War Cry comes out? Suddenly you jeopardize your positioning a little bit, and you might not be able to one-shot the Wisp as quickly as you want to.
I still like the Slark.
Lifestealer is a possibility as well against the Bat.
Okay.
You like Lifestealer against Sven?
I think if he can kite around a little bit, survive around, like a lot of Sven's. I feel like his toolkit mitigates a little bit of Sven's burst. There's not too many heroes that want to stand toe-to-toe with him, but one of the heroes that have a chance of doing that, or at least kind of holding him in place a little bit, or forcing him to use some of his BKB or something. Sven would be one.
And remember the way that Liquid run their lifestealer, right? They don't run like a big, gigantic farming lifestealer like a burning behind IG. The Matumba Min is more the 2 position in his lifestealer. They get him into fights. They get that Infest Bomb off.
Here's a crazy idea. Is Necrophos a possibility here? Finger, Reaper, Scythe, I think technically good against Sven because you have the way to protect yourself with the little Ghost Shroud.
If they pick it, you're a god, Lumi, but I mean,
Matumba Man used to play this hero quite a bit.
He did.
Yeah.
Kuro actually used to play this hero way back with Secret, but I like the Ursa so much more. It's still Ursa into Sven. Oh.
I think that's still fine because I mean, for the most part, you can't look at it the cores and say like, oh, how does it match up 1v1 against Sven?
Oh, absolutely.
Ursa, I think like when you brought up the Lifestealer, Jack, I think one of the big things is like Lifestealer is just going to be able to go ham against the back line. You know, if you have a vehicle for it, and that's what Ursa does, right? Like Ursa is able to, because he has his own mobility with Blink Dagger, he's just able to target your supporting cast behind the Sven.
And Rage is solid against the Sven as well.
Yeah, but
kind of not wanting to be bursted down.
It gives you an objective focus. Like the timing window for Liquid is very strong because you have the Bristleback is that a hero that you don't want to fight into, and the Ursa is going to be able to take the early Roshan. The first 2 Roshan should be all Liquids for the taking, to be honest. And that just means you have a very clear high ground.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but this Ogre pick highlights my concern with the Ursa, and that's that we've seen Ursa more recently as a counter to certain mid matchups like Ember Jug, as against like an Omni Knight VP random, so in lanes that are very favorable to him. There are lane configurations where Ursa gets absolutely crushed.
I feel like
this Ogre can be a part of them.
if the mid hero does not counter Timber, I think Timber is coming out.
Liquid's turn to pick.
Well, Quap's pretty good versus Timber.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so good here against the Sven, against the Wisp.
They went for
the
OD. I wonder if they wanted to go for like a DK or something here to help key the push with the Bristleback.
Sure. I mean, one of the traditional weakness of Ursa is that, you know, high ground becomes a little bit of an issue.
You were saying, Cap?
I was just thinking about which would I rather have. From Liquid's position, do you give them OD or Quap? And I feel like Quap fits better against Liquid's lineup just because it's a threatening hero that can actually set some tempo of its own. Liquid are definitely going to be playing this game very fast, and I don't think OD could really keep up with that.
Maybe they feel like the line gives them the edge against the Queen of Pain.
Yeah.
Whereas the Hex gets Astral, then that gets actually maybe annoying too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Where are we going here with this mid pick? Back to the SF?
He offers nice sustained like damage from the back as well in terms of right click and some save.
No, the
Templar. Okay.
I thought about this hero. I shied away from it a little bit because of the Ignite from the Ogre and the Shadow Strike from the Quap, being able to strip Refraction.
And Bat Rider, yeah.
Yeah, it's
a lot of bad things for TA, but
yeah. I gotta say, guys, I'm hesitant to pick against Liquid because I think based on the first 3 games of the better team, but I'm not feeling this Liquid draft. Quick predictions.
I think no matter
On the
what,
spot.
right? I think no matter what you feel about the TA and the potential counters there is such a clear line of win laning phase, take Roshan, push objectives that I think as long as Liquid execute like half decently, then they have very good route to being able to take that first tier 3. Once the first tier 3's down, everything kind of crumbles from there.
Liquid is a good Wisp team. They know how to punish a Wisp, but draft a team to burst the Wisp down. I like the game plan. I'm going to go with Liquid again.
A lot of snowball potential from Liquid. I think TNC are going to need an immaculate laning phase in early game to avoid that. I'm going with Liquid as well.
All right, I am going to apply the panel curse perhaps here. I'm going to make it a clean sweep 4-0 for Liquid. TNC with their backs against the wall in this best-of-5 grand final need a win here to stay alive in Star Ladder. And for this pivotal game 4, let's throw it out one more time. Our casters are Coddle Guy and Lacoste.
Thank you, Nahaz Lacoste. It could be all down to this. The whole panel has it on Liquid to finish it out. So tell me, how are TNC about to win this one?
They need to dominate the early game. It was pretty ballsy from Liquid to actually pull out the TA against Queen of Pain, against Batrider, against the Ignite from Ogre. That's really hard to play into. But I guess with Kuroki on Tusk, I guess they can pull it out again. And the Bristleback we saw in the today with just 3 items on Mind Control, and I love the build he went for the mech just to get some more armor, just tank up. Also Crimson Guard against heroes like Sven, right-click damage from Queen of Pain. That hero might feel overpowered in this patch.
We'll see if that's the case or not. If Mind Control can have a showing like he did in the previous game, it would definitely make it all the easier here. Sure enough, Tim's is going to be taking reign on the Wisp. I don't believe we've been seeing a Wisp on any other team outside of Liquid this tournament so far. And obviously, it would feel that TNC were in need of a serious change-up in an approach of this game. So they decided to take advantage of their first pick by taking the Wisp themselves. We'll have to see how they're going to be able to apply it to their setup already. And as we see, 1437 is just walking Miracle to the lane. Casual, half of his life gone, but ooh, look at this. He's actually pulled the wave. The last tick of that Orb of Venom, which almost benefits Miracle. Now he easily wins the block of the wave, I guess. It's kind of awkward there at the start, but
yeah,
he'll make the most
lane's
of it.
Gonna push on his side.
Oh, okay.
But, oh, Queen of Pain with a blinks.
Oh,
he got
Cuckoo goes in deep and is able to take down the Courier.
Well, usually he would get the Shadow Strike, but they tried to go on him on that rune, so he had to blink out, and, well, I guess something good.
Now he has the blink to be able to get that.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. And the Ignite already flies. Miracle going to be chipped away quite a bit, and obviously doesn't have the point in the Refraction right now. So she's going to be forced to step off and continue to eat up those tangos. Man, 1437 is just being the lane bouncer at the moment. Now Kuro's going to have to interject and say, can you please just step off for a moment? Dishes
what
out
are they
the shards.
doing?
He begins to swing at Cuckoo a bit, but they've already made their move for Miracle. Miracle is going to be able to make it away. Man, he hung around for just a second longer. They would have been able to get that club, and it could have been trouble.
Miracle doesn't even have a gold to buy a flask. Right now he has that Fairy Fire, might try to juke with it. Refraction is ready right now.
Yeah, that helps a bit. Finally gets up to that level 2, and this will make things a bit easier. But there is a serious push on his side. Look at this, 3 range creeps already in this
dive
mid
on
lane.
bottom.
They're going in hard, but as you said, there's a hard committed dive through the bottom lane, which they're not showing. It's just a Batrider flying all the way forward. They're going to be keeping action to the mid lane as we see Kuro TP out from trouble.
Also with Sven and Wisp, they really can't contest Bristleback that early on, and Bristleback will get a lot of levels. It's going to be hard to take down until Ogre decides to rotate on the top. Illusion rune, not the rune you want to pick up that early, pretty much the the ugliest rune you can get.
Unless you're an axe, axe, I guess.
Yeah, but if Ogre picks it up, it's a 6-head strat there.
Ooh, that's fun. Now, at some point then, to eventually deal with the mighty Bristleback, someone might have to consider picking up the Silver Edge. Is that a Quap pickup this game, or Sven probably going to have to incorporate it?
Might be. One of those might be. We saw Queen of Pain try to go for it one game against the Baron with Orchid as well. That build just destroys the Baron. It might be the Queen of Pain this game.
That Radiant Courier is now back to life. Tim's, who is dealing with the pull camps right there, eats a lot of quills, but it's mid lane where they're going to be able to get the last slash in. Kuro picks up the first blood as he's able to take down Cuckoo. I know at least 3 of these games, poor Cuckoo has been the first blood.
Yeah, and with the help of Kuroki, man, that guy on this Tusk.
It's really good.
I don't like to praise much, but he really leaves me with my mouth open.
I think there's a lot of things that leave you with your mouth open, so why don't you go ahead and shut it? Bottom lane is now feeling a bit freer now for Matamba Man and his Alpine set Ursa, as it looks like our Bat Rider has kind of taken to elsewhere, setting back to the jungle at the moment. So Ursa gets a bit of free farm. Nearby we have GH on that Lion. You were talking a little bit about the Lion between the two of us here. We actually, I don't know if we've seen really any other Lions this tournament at all, but they, in this particular case, are favoring the heavy burst for someone like the Wisp. Plus, you can't hate on the fact that it has 2 additional forms of lockdown with the Hex and the stun.
Yeah, the lockdowns are good. I guess that it was most because of the burst on the Wisp, but once Sven's BKB drop in the later stages of the game, he's just insane against
Is
him.
Mind Control in a bit of trouble here? 1437 is able to rotate over, gets to the front, clubs him a bit, and gets the last hit. Tempted to deny, but not going to be happening there for Mind Control, and it's going to be TNC able to get a kill on the board and even things up early.
Yeah, that was the rotation I was talking about. They need Ogre to kill that Bristle, and it happened. Bristle can't tank Sven and Io.
Oh, stun, Hex,
Mana.
Man, Earthshock, tries to get close, the Flame Break bumps him off a bit, and they're
Green
fine.
died.
They're good, they're good. They will be able to bump him back, and you can get closer to me to enjoy our Chinese observer friend as far as enjoying the match. Raven currently at his own here is going to be a bit fearful, as they know Kuro's missing off the map. If he falls too far forward here, an attempt for CS could find themselves on the bad end of a gank, but it does look like rotations are heading over for the TNC side. 1437 still lurking about in this top lane. And at that moment, actually, Liquid will find themselves heading the other direction. They have that really nice ward, which I believe they had that same ward in the previous game as well, right by the bounty route side of TNC. So they see the rotations coming that direction.
Yeah. Queen of Pain with the double null talisman build again. We'll probably go for Veil just to get some more extra magical burst and extra armor. That's the biggest part against a hero like a TA, Ursa, and the Bristol Goo.
You know, can't help but also acknowledge the fact that, you know, 7.06 feels like gave some good love into someone like TA, especially with those neutral camps. I mean, she can pretty much make those side stacks on the ancient camps herself, and every minute means that there's going to be a lot of money to pocket up later on. Already TNC kind of prepared for it. You see that ward right there, scouting at the one ancient camp. It's definitely going to be something TNC are going to have to be privy to, and maybe hope to get the jump on the Miracle at that point. He's got a haste rune now, though.
Yeah, it's hard to jump on him right now. Oh, Wisp on the top. They're just clearing the big creep camp.
Yep.
There was like three stacks.
Ooh, and now they look to move on in for Kuro, but Mind Control swings in from behind. Now the snowball's going to be all the way in. They look to go for the grab of Tims, and they will get it. But if they can get Mind Control for the trade, it will make it worth, and they do. GH is also here in action. Gets a nice 2-man stun, but the Stormhammer already went out.
No mana for Hex. Oh.
Now he's sucking some mana up, but Kuro will be able to make it away. But the Bristleback trade for the IO is certainly worth it for TNC, as they even things up now 2-2.
Same H and bottom, just maximizing that Firefly. He's level 4 only, just got level 5. I thought it was a bigger level of Firefly. He still can't farm that double camp.
He is still getting more out of the game at the moment than Mind Control is, for example. It might be because of the recent takedown, but Bat has been able to at least hold a little bit here and attempt to avoid trouble from Matumba Man, as you see there. Actually didn't even see that flame break. It was like an invisible flame break that bumped him back, but
I saw it.
Just my screen was glitched, I guess. And as you can see, Cuckoo helping out with the Ogre. They make some stacks. Looks like they hit the shrine and get back into order here. Fend them off a bit. So in the meantime, it looks like our Bristleback friend has stepped totally away from the offlane, as he has those nearby jungle camps to work with right now. So our Sven is going to be continuing to kind of gobble up the top lane as much as possible. Do you think Sven and Io are just going to be a thing in this top lane up until the point that maybe Io has relocate and they decide to bring Sven into action?
No, Sven will just move to the forest right now with the mask. So Io can get some levels. He's under level 3 at 8 minutes. He needs that really badly.
They had some attempted pressure here on the Cuckoo in the mid lane, but he was able to blink away from trouble, but GH connects with the stun. Cuckoo has the invis, looks to sock him, now commits the Shadow Strike, but GH could have company helping in. They are going to be able to get the takedown of the line. Cuckoo quickly blinks out the other direction as Kuroki tries to snowball in. He finds himself caught in a lasso, and they will take the twofer. A double kill going to Cuckoo now.
Cuckoo and SCCC on those Queen of Pains, really pushing the limits of the hero.
Yeah, man. Very impressive to see. And like we saw also in, I believe it was in game number 1, Cuckoo able to kind of manipulate that tough snowball over and over again.
Yeah, I expect him to actually go for that Yules once again. Good against TA, good against Ursa's ulti. Also good to dodge snowballs.
Miracle getting some good shots on the Cuckoo here. Gonna need some assistance. Now Tim's showing up, dishes out the spirit balls, but GH just comes charging on forward, hoping to get the grab on that Quap, but she is gonna be able to blink away from trouble, but Wisp is still here. Does have a tether, I'd imagine. It could jump to the side and will. Narrowly avoiding the extra bit of trouble. Miracle should be able to bottle himself back up and get back to work here. Now Regis is level 8. Do they have some stacks in the ancient camps for Miracle to kind of fall back on? I would imagine so. No, maybe GH
Not
is about
yet.
to make some. But eventually you'll have to get some money.
There was a lot of stacks for Sven though. He's super farmed. Mask of Madness, is he on top of the network?
Yeah, he by a chunk too. It's like everyone else, and then there's a good extra inch for Sven in terms of net worth. It's quite crazy. And I think Liquid want to put an end to that here. Suddenly Matama Man's looking to get in on the action, and it's not for the Roche. He's now heading to the high ground here. Oh, the Shard actually gets a nice block for Tims. He doesn't have the tether, given he already used it on Raven, so he will end up getting popped. It is a 3-man rotation for a Wisp. As TNC make their own approach for Miracle, it will cause their own rotation. Top lane, it doesn't seem to be stopping yet. Kuro now snowballing into action with help of Matama Man. They are going to be able to get the connection of the follow-up stun from GH. Shard is a good block. Raven's in a bit of trouble. Now 1437 steps in, hits him up with a Bloodlust, then pops Matama Man with a few extra spells to get them the hell off their back.
There's not. Oh, Cuckoo with the DD.
Uh-oh, trouble's coming. Shadow Strike gonna find the connection. Now Matama Man could be in a world of hurt, but they get a good turnaround Hex. There's the Stormhammer, and a Sonic Wave will be there. The Snowball not gonna be in time for the save. Now Kuro rolls into Raven, and he welcomes him with a big mighty bat. Knocks him on down. This fight belongs to TNC. GH not gonna be in trouble.
GH.
A beautiful 4-man stun, but you are dead, sir.
Opa, the crowd is going really wild here.
They gotta calm down a bit. I can't even hear my thoughts. But a huge, huge swing of things going the way of TNC. Liquid, the only person getting some money right now is going to be Miracle as he farms his way through this ancient camp. But that is even more to boost up for Raven. Cuckoo with convenient timing rotation there and the DD rune made it all the easier. So really all Liquid got out of that was that hard rotation to the top to take down Tims the one time.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Sven's item build. It seems like he's going for that Heaven's Halberd. That item is so good against Bristol, against Tia, against Ursa. Oh, they're trying to go on mind control. I don't know how it works if you use Heaven's Halberd and Ursa ulti after that.
Miracle's in trouble. Has to pop the refraction. There's going to be the lasso. They are able to get the Hex off, but it's still able to tie him down. The follow-up stun's going to be there for Cuckoo, and he's going to be forced to blink on back. But Sam is here. He's a man on a mission. He's looking to burn up Miracle, and he will barbecue him. And suddenly, here comes trouble. Raven and Tims with the relocate play, looking to get a hold of the big bad bear, and it looks like they will. Fuzzy Wuzzy does go down. Cuckoo leaps right in front of him to block him back into action, and Sven and Tims will go right back up to where they came.
Again, dominant ganks from TNC. They're just outnumbering Liquid right now.
This is crazy how back and forth this can be. Game number 4 here. Feeling like a convincing show for TNC. I don't want to speak too soon, but what an interesting series it will be if these games continue to pattern out like this one, and it doesn't seem to stop. Now it's Sam now looking to torch up Lion. Miracle's return. He's surrounded by 3. Now Kuroko will be here, and they will even things up a bit now. Snowball forward. Matama Men also looking to get on the action. They block in Sam, and it looks like they will be able to get the Bat Rider down. With one more slash, they get it done.
Batrider with super ultra defensive build, drums and infused raindrops. Really hard to take down, a lot of movement speed as well.
Definitely feels like a lot of effort from Liquid to kind of maintain order here in the mid lane. Although meanwhile, they do have their Sven on TNC side continuing to just freely farm up through that top lane, Liquid will end up turning this pressure in the mid lane into a tier 1 takedown and get some extra money out of it. But it is 10-4 for TNC, and they hold just about a 15K net worth advantage. 1,500, sorry, net worth advantage.
Yeah, Lion is level 6 right now, so he wants to get a kill with a finger. I expect a smoke again coming out from him, and probably a Tusk. He needs one more creep, 2 more creeps actually to get to level 6.
Ooh, what's happening over here? Matamaman's been spotted. The relocate's going to be coming in, and Raven just takes the bear down. You can even see the disheart in the face of Matamaman on that one, and they're not done yet. They're moving on over. They're going to get Kuro as well. He tries to snowball, back it away, but a Sonic Wave will come out and put him down.
Swain is just insane hero. If you get the right amount of farm early game, they're going to maybe even go on that Bristle.
Easy tier 1, going to get dropped, and it looks like Tims will take Raven back with him. No? Maybe? I guess they'll hang around. Oh, they already came back.
They already came back.
Oh, wow. Yeah. TNC, way ahead of the game here. Take all the pressure away from the top lane, apply it to the mid lane, get a huge double takedown and a tier 1. Miracle, using the TNC side to safely farm up, has been spotted.
Yeah, luckily there's a haste rune on him. Still no finger used. They should smoke, maybe even try to go Roche, try to snipe it.
I imagine it's going to be something TNC try to keep in check, but yeah, Liquid are going to have to try to find a way to kind of get something going. Here's that smoke you were calling for. GH does have that finger. They have the power to be able to burst someone down. It's a matter of getting the right target to catch. It really is the only easy target being Tims.
Yeah, when you're doing Roche like that, smoked, you should just try to show on the lanes what Bristleback is doing right now. Just maybe even try to die if it's needed, just to buy time.
But that almost works against you. If you're looking at a Bristleback and you're like, why is he doing that? He must be doing that to distract us from something.
Well, you're thinking that they might have a vision on you, like they actually do, but it's smoked. They're smoked. Cuckoo.
They're going to see the Roche go down. TNC could catch Liquid on the way back, though. They ping the exact spot, but it's actually Liquid to the high ground, so Sam looks to meet him, says, Matamaman's got a fresh Aegis. Let's go ahead and force it. Now the snowball roll. Matamaman attempting to make a great escape. Can he make it out? No! He goes down. He actually didn't have the Aegis. It looked like they might have handed it over instead to someone else.
Yeah, Miracle got it.
Oh, Miracle took it. Okay. Well, wasn't expecting that, to be honest. That means a 2-man takedown for TNC.
Look at Sven right now with Heaven's Halberd and ulti. He has 2.7k HP at the 16-minute mark. I mean, they can't burst him down with any of these heroes.
I don't think there's anyone, who could take Sven. He just looks like he's on a totally another level at the moment. Takes an easy tier 2 and walks away. Really feeling like no trouble at all. Really concerning here for Liquid now in game number 4.
And back to that biology class, we got the info that TNC's logo is actually a phoenix. Doesn't look. Well, it looks more like a sad, angry.
Like an eel.
Phoenix, yeah.
It's like an eel with a beak. But if they say it's a phoenix, I believe it. Will TNC rise again? In game number 4.
Oh, nice pun there.
Thank you, sir. Raven getting back to work. He just took that tier 2 in the mid lane, and tier 1 top is even easier. Now pulling ahead. He's already almost at 10K. I think we saw Miracle's Invoker like at this level in the previous game.
Yeah. Well, he had Sunstrikes when had the stacks in the jungle. Also, Miracle was coming back into the game. 7.5k net worth. Deso finished. All right, they are trying to find someone.
Yeah.
Sam H getting close to his Blink Dagger. That's going to be huge as well. They smoked up again. They really need to find a kill with those smokes.
They need it for Matamaman too, because he is falling flat in this game, and it's an Ursa. He only has so much time to be really a big force here. Tims got to get trapped out, but he gets the long tether away to join his friend Raven, and now it could be them looking to turn it around. And Sam, who jumps in though, finds himself eating the finger, and he will be the first to drop. Tims could be next here. Trap's going to be sprung, but he tethers all the way over to the side of Raven once again. Oh, this shard will not get the block, but it's Cuckoo blinking into action and finds himself eating the Wrath of Matama Man. They will force down Miracle, but that's just going to cost him the Aegis, and they will wait for his second life. As he returns, they quickly beat him on down. It's Sam who actually buys back, rotates to the bottom lane, ties up Miracle, and pulls them on forward because they don't want just Miracle. They want to get some more Liquid members. They're already flying on in. Bristle should be going down next. Raven was even hoping to get an additional target there, but they might need his help to even get the finish onto Mind Control. They step in now, and they'll finally get him done. Sam H had to buy back, but he'll get a double kill for his efforts.
And the Blink Dagger, yeah. I was surprised Cuckoo went in there so aggressively. He didn't have Yule Scepter finished. That's why now he has it, but he got, what, 700 gold away to someone who was 600 gold away to Miracle.
Ooh.
This just shows how Bristleback is tanky with just a magic wand and that mech.
They still lack damage on Liquid side. There again is going to be no one who is going to be able to take down the Sven. Oh, Kuro's done for. Kuro very, very deep here, probably on an expedition to get some vision down or something. Is going to be spotted and punished. Bottom lane, rotations are coming in from Liquid side to go for a defense as they spot TNC members. They are going to be able to get the burst on the Demon, but now the rotations come out. Raven and company are coming into action now, looking to go for the grab on the Miracle here. They get good stuns,
There's Queen of Pain
defend them off, but here it comes. Sonic Wave from below, finds good connection. Miracle forced to go into the meld, but is going to get spotted and taken down. They're looking for Matama Men next. He pops out the ulti in an attempt to turn her away. He ends up turning around and slashes down Sam, but can he make it away alive? It doesn't look like it. There, Raven will meet him and kill him.
All right, I just saw the interaction I was talking about because I didn't have time to test it. Heaven's Halberd when casted on Ursa. If he uses ulti, he removes it.
They get their tier 2. And TNC are now pulling ahead with an 8K net worth advantage in this game, 21-8. Back and forth we go in this series between who's the dominant team.
Sven building up to AC, what it seems to be good item choice against Ursa and Templar Assassin, yeah, just to give some more armor. There is also a buckler on Io finish. That's a lot of armor. Also, Batrider's getting close to his, probably a 4-staff. What's Ogre building? A medallion, so everyone seems to be building armor items.
Yeah, the only damage that is there for Liquid at the moment is, of course, Miracle. I mean, yeah, Matama Man's able to kind of get his paws onto somebody. It could do a lot of work, but yeah, the physical burst power with that Desolator for Miracle is still quite frightening, but as you were mentioning, TNC are itemizing appropriately for it, and Liquid just kind of have that ever valuable lineup where they're trying to hit a serious early stride in this game, but you're not able to see Matama Man really get on his feet whatsoever. While Raven is just still continuing to be way further in ahead. Now 13K net worth, the next closest being the 9K of both Cuckoo and Miracle. Raven begins to chunk away at this tier 2. Not a lot of trouble because there's a lot waiting behind him that Liquid are very concerned with.
Yeah, Raven with Bloodlust and Overcharge from Wisp has just some insane DPS. Miracle working towards that Blink Dagger. He has enough gold to buy it.
Ooh, nice quick hex from GH. Sam was trying to get the jump on the Miracle, but he'll get punished for it. Good reaction play from Liquid.
Yeah, this is exactly what they needed. That's 700 gold actually for Ursa. So he's getting close to what it seems to be.
Oh, they're going to give
blade.
him more. Nice setup again from GH as he leads in to get the stun onto 1437. It's going to be a triple kill suddenly from Matama Man. The Ursa, who is falling so far below in this net worth, has just gotten a free chunk of money.
Yeah, that's what happens when Batrider plays maybe a bit too aggressively. There was a Wisp, but he failed to TP someone or just tried to bail him out of there.
Total misfire right there for TNC. It's just kind of opened a bit of an opportunity for Liquid on this one. Doesn't totally get them back in the game, but it does earn them 3 kills and what looks like now a tier 2 tower. Lots of money. That one goes to Miracle too.
Well, with that Diffusal Blade on Ursa, if he decides to go for that, they will have good slow and they can remove Warcry. Also Bloodlust.
Yeah, there's a lot you could take away from TNC side with the power of that Purge. TNC making their rotation all the way down and below here, looking to fight under the safety of their vision. They have those 3 wards to spot out any intrusion from Liquid, but no, they're going to go back on the prowl again. It's Sam looking to make up for the previous exchange, takes to the trees, but it gets quickly spotted. So they're feeling like there might be some vision around. Drop some sentries, but...
Yeah, that's the problem right now for TNC. I mean, they took down all tier 2 towers, but they don't have enough damage and siege power to actually hit those tier 3 towers. They need to take a fight before that. They have AC finished on Sven. They might need to go for the next Roche before they actually try to siege. It's Cheese, Aegis, 1 on Queen of Pain, 1 on Sven.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing. If
Where
they're
did
not
you
going to be able to
say
have
then?
the damage to get to the top lane, they're going to need to either wait for a pickoff or fight outside of the base or get the Aegis. They will get the pickoff here. Top lane. Relocate setup will help get the takedown of the Bristle back, and Cuckoo thinking about pursuing as that Yule setup, looking to go for Kuro, but Kuro's got the Glimmer Cape.
Lion's got the Glimmer Cape, actually. Where does Lion get all the
Oh, the
gold
cast
from?
range. Able to spot from below. Lion steps in. Monster stun comes out from him, but the problem is the Monster Raven, who was already able to get the jump onto Kuro. GH frantic to make it back inside, uses his own Glimmer Cape on himself.
No, sadly, no mana for that Sonic Wave there.
He steps out. GH is having some nice little moments on this Lion, I have to say. Even though as grim as it is for Liquid on this one, he's had some good counter stuns, great ravages, quick hexes.
I didn't see a finger yet, so I'm wondering where did he get Blink money and the Glimmer Cape money.
His farm is quite ridiculous.
Yeah, 38 CS, what a mind-blowing farm right there.
Is that sarcasm? I hear. 23 to 11. This still though for TNC.
More than 1 CS per minute.
I think I'll be watching this replay from my own support perspective to see how the hell I can make so much money
Well,
on the Lion.
I think he got some good kills.
I mean, they have 2 towers mid lane. The tier 1 top lane helps a bit, I'm sure. Here's Raven chunking his way through a nice stack. He already had that AC done. He's got about 2,300 gold. He hasn't queued anything up yet, but what would you like to see the Sven pick up next here?
A BKB against Lion, against maybe even Slow from Bristol, or he can just go all in with damage like a Daedalus if he's not afraid with Io standing behind him who has almost mech finished. And that's up to him to decide. If they get a Roche before that, he might go for Daedalus, but there is a BKB. BKB is always a safer choice. TA finished hers BKB, so that's a big item. No Ignite, can't remove the Refraction that easily, so they need to right-click her down. Queen of Pain with these lucky Arcane runes, though.
Yeah, I saw that too. Arcane rune in bottle, but Cuckoo has plans, but looks like to finish out that Shiva's first before they probably make the commitment in for the Roche. I'm seeing Sam chilling inside the pit, though, as he continues to keep watch. But TNC are waiting for those next little bits of gold to come online before they move for the next objective. Liquid are kind of granted a bit of time here to be able to spread out from their base, get some defensive vision down, and farm what's available on their side. Miracle is going to be moving forward for the Bloodthorn, it would appear, to help go against that Halberd on Sven.
Yeah, they have a Dust on Batrider, but I think they should have something more, maybe even Ogre has 1 sentry, but I don't think it's enough for a team fight, especially against TA and the Glimmer Cape on Lion. They should get more.
Something about Sven just swinging so fast and taking out a stack like nothing, like butter. It's ridiculously farmed up. That Solar Crest is also coming together for Theban on that Ogre too. That could be a problem. BKB, there it is. It's en route. Looks like Raven's got it. Looks like it could be fight time. This could be amazing timing for this BKB because Liquid are actually on the move with a smoke. And they also smoke too. If TNC have high ground pressure plus the debut of the BKB.
Oh, Liquid's going to be on high ground right now.
Now Liquid on high ground. TNC show themselves as they take out the trap. Liquid will be on the other side. GH looking to move in on the back of his Glimmer Cape. Where's TNC's position? They begin to go for the Roche. The first Hex is going to be there, and they look to burst down. Then they're going to get the Lion first. Now they jump into action, relocating in the pullback. Raven begins to unload with the BKB. Right-clicking on forward. He's looking to chunk down the Bristle, and they'll get it done. They've already lost 3. Make it 4. Triple kill for Raven. They get the relocate pullback, but Raven's looking to move on forward. Miracle trying to run, trying not to make it a full 5-man wipe, but it's not going to happen. They got him with the Shivas. It's an ultra kill for Raven. 5-man wipe for TNC.
They tried to go for Queen of Pain, which was pretty much caught, but good reaction from Wisp, good reaction from Batrider, good lasso there, and Sven just unleashing what he is building up to this point. 12-0.
Looks like Raxus. They're attempting with the glyph, but look at him go. The overpower coming out. Just rocks it home right now. That Raxus done. Efficiently going to the next one. But now a buyback will be forced from Miracle, and quickly TNC get the hell out.
There was not even a Queen of Pain ulti used there. Shiva's guard is ready on her, so just a lot of vision with that item. Sven's ult is going to be up in 5 seconds, so they can fight again at the Roche pit. Liquid, if they want to win this game somehow, they need to go at the Roche fight. Try to kill Roche, force a fight. That's their only chance. There's again wraparound from TNC.
Yeah, this could be anticipated. Oh my, they're going to wrap all the way around and possibly behind Liquid. This could be game ending. And it looks like it will be. Cuckoo makes the first mark in. He spots out Miracle. The Hex is going to be there, but the rest of TNC are looking to run on in. The stun's there. Raven goes to work. He becomes godlike as he muscles through the team. There's going to be a setup from Sam as he gets a beautiful lasso play. Locks down Matama Man, and Liquid say, we've had enough. And we're going to a Game 5 in our grand final.
Wow, what more can you ask from the grand final, huh?
These games are ridiculous. They're just so one-sided. First it's Liquid, then it's TNC, then Liquid, then TNC.
So should it be a Liquid?
Well, first the panels has to predict all TNC
we're going to go against them.
And then we'll say Liquid. No, this is crazy. Where do we start with? Like, how did things go wrong so fast for Liquid with their setup?
I guess that Lion didn't do that much early on, and Tusk did some good rotations on the mid lane, but they ended up being under-levered. I don't think I saw a single finger this game, to be honest. Also, Sven build up to a critical mass and then just unleashes it. It's pretty much impossible to fight into. Bloodlust, Overcharge, Roche first, second Roche, maybe now.
Yeah, Raven got a ridiculous amount of farm and a good go-ahead in that top lane. We're going to shake things off and get hyped up for game number 5. Let's throw things back over to Nahaz and the panel to see what they thought about game number 4.
Back one more time at the StarLadder I-League Invitational panel. We have Game 5 after only 3 of our 10 series or 12 series coming into this went to the final game. We figured we owed you some more Dota, so we're going to get to see TNC and Liquid play one more game for all the marbles here in Shanghai. As I bring back in my panel, unfortunately, while this series has delivered in every possible way, our panel predictions have not. 4-0 for head. And guys, I am reaching the age where you want to look for early symptoms of dementia. Picking a team that took TA into Batrider, Ogre, and Quap may be one of them. What happened?
Alan, okay. Okay, first of all, I want to go over a couple of things. First of all, let's be clear. When you're talking about like drafts, losses, and wins, you're only talking about like maybe 10, maybe 15% to be able to actually be able to win the game like over the other team. And we could also see like the Templar Assassin, we talked about this, like the Templar Assassin, just because you have magic damage over time doesn't necessarily mean the Templar Assassin falls apart. If they actually win the laning phase and they get the BKB, then the refraction becomes a whole lot stronger because the only heroes that really lay into it at that point in time are Quap and Sven. So the physical damage is entirely blocked out. I think that it just simply comes down to the fact that you needed to be able to win the laning phase. And that same thing could be said from game number 3 as well, right?
And we talked about this backstage. I'm going to briefly respond to this point, and then I'm going to get out of your guys' way. All I will say is you put yourself in a situation where if you don't win those lanes, your superstar 9K player does nothing in that game. That's the problem I had with the draft. Go, Lumi.
So I think you guys are both correct in your own assessment, but the problem was that TA had a lot of trouble in the lane because of Shadow Strike as well as Ignite. He wasn't able to dodge all of those spells with the meld, and as such, he was pressured to a point where the lane was not very much in his favor. He had to actually fall back on the stacks to catch back up. He wasn't able to participate in the early game fights. But what really lost the game for Team Liquid for me was they decided to take fights when they didn't have any items to take fight. It was I think the Ursa smoked with the team, and he had 900 gold. He didn't have Blink. He had a Mask of Death or whatever. They have a Buckler on the Bristleback. And obviously TA was struggling from the laning stage, so no Deso, no Blink. So I'm just wondering, why take the fights? They could have waited maybe 5 more minutes to finish those core items, the Deso, the Mech, the Blink on the Ursa. Fast forward 25 minutes in, they took a fight at the Shrine where they did have the item. GA's had his Blink, Ursa had his Blink, and they just rolled them in that one good initiation that they got.
Yeah, you definitely.
So why take the early fights when you don't have the items?
Yeah, you go into that and you're probably asking like Miracle, like, hey, what hero do you want? You know, he says like this is TA. Like I can make this work, right? Like he knows he's gonna have to work off of the ancient stacks to get back into the game, right? Like why didn't they give him the timing window to be able to have that fallback? They knew they were probably not gonna have a successful TA start. They needed to be able to give a little bit more of a window to hit. Like you have to hit your timing when you're absolutely the strongest, and that's gonna be like 20-25 minutes, I think. And they probably just, I don't know, it was probably just pressure just got to them in some
The other
ways.
teams, though, not going to let you have those stacks for free. I mean, you're playing against a Wisp that has map-wide mobility, playing against a Batrider with early Blink.
When the rest of Team Liquid fed up top, space was created. TA was able to take those Ancients, so I guess
Fair
there's
enough.
that.
Yeah, adding to your point about the fights is not just someone mentioned before the game, I think it was Cap, about about playing against the Wisp for a team that plays the Wisp so much. And against Wisp, you don't want to take these kind of very chaotic fights where you're not able to say focus him down or focus down your target. And there were a couple fights top in the Dire jungle that got really drawn out. You saw the Wisp with his ability to just buff that partner just go on way too long in those fights. They started to run out of gas. And then once those fights lose, you can't get Roshan. You fall behind in the farm. You need to catch up, as you mentioned. And the game just really starts to snowball the other direction.
I think the strength of that lineup is the ability to zone in on one person and force the kill. A lot of times they try to actually go for the Wisp. They shard around him. Wisp says, okay, I tether out. And then suddenly you commit, like, I don't know, 600 of your damage to try to kill a 5-position support that you don't get the kill of. And then the other side comes back in. And when you have an Ursa lineup, a TA lineup that you don't get the initial kill, you're in a lot of trouble.
Sven was particularly effective pickup versus the Bristleback that Liquid has been running so often. You have to think that maybe if TNC had done this earlier, right, if they had actually let the Bristleback go out and picked up the Sven in return, like maybe this whole entire series would be a lot different. Maybe we wouldn't be seeing this Game 5.
Yeah. Well, regardless of how we feel about that game, the important thing is we are going to get to see more Dota, one more game for all the marbles. Stay tuned. We're going to take a brief break, and we will be back right away with Game 5.